Hi, Joe Cerrone. Welcome to CAD-230, Introduction to Solidworks. Tonight's Zoom video meeting. Not a lot of new things to add here. I've been going through the submitted labs and everybody is doing a very good job. I've been returning your lab feedback in the assignments area. So if you haven't checked, you can go ahead and take a look in there. You should have feedback as far as to your progress within the course. We have a midterm scheduled for October 19th, and I'm figuring out how to use the proctoring software, and I should have that posted by next week because that seems to be the way they want us to give the tests since the testing center is closed and we can't do it in class. I think there's an $11 fee to join this proctoring thing for the entire year. But it seems to be that's the norm now with everybody working from home to be able to see if they're doing their own work. So I will be posting that information as soon as I have that available to you. I have put together a practice exam, which will be available on the 8th of October, which is a couple of days. I was trying to get it set for tonight, but I just had too much paperwork from my administration for spring schedules. So I wasn't able to get that, but I should have it within a couple of days. And I kind of do have it. I just want to use Sebastian's work. He's done a great job at putting together a midterm. And if we look at the content here, I put together these practice problems for the midterm, these CSWA practice problems. If you take a look at the midterm practice exam, which will begin in a couple of days, since you guys are nice enough to show up to the Zoom meeting, it's basically these straightforward part models, and they're easier than you would find on the CSWA, which is the Certified SolidWorks Associate Exam. And you will have the opportunity to take that exam at the end of the semester. We have a good pass rate with that. Most of the students who take the exam pass it. I'll give you the option of taking my final exam versus the SolidWorks final exam. But it's a good cert to have, especially if you go into an interview. If somebody comes into me and they're looking for a job and they have a SolidWorks associate, even better, a SolidWorks professional, or even better yet, a SolidWorks expert, which I'm now starting to see from some of the applicants. Your ability level is basically set by these standard tests. So it's a good certificate to have, and we're working towards passing that exam or learning how to pass it. So I've taken some of these from some of these older books, these practice problems. If you want access to this earlier than the 8th, just send me an email message and I'll send you the information. But they're very straightforward as far as these exams and the part models. Like I said, these are easier than the ones that they're doing. I will make this a little tougher because Sebastian made it tougher, and he's got a midterm exam also. And I'm not going to put that on the recording, but it is tougher, and we don't want to make it overly simplified either. So I think everybody is doing well. You should be taking the quizzes and exams. The quizzes will give you feedback. I've got the volume quizzes straightened out. The quizzes are available up to 5. The 6th module is available, but we're not going to cover that until after the midterm. So you're welcome to work ahead. It has been released, but I didn't want to include this into the midterm because part configurations are kind of different than everything we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of sketching and modeling, and I want to stick to that for the midterm. So that'll be coming up in 2 weeks, the midterm exam. And then from a standpoint of the practice exam, I'll have that available on the 8th, and I'll hold a meeting next week, which will be prior to the actual midterm, the 12th. So you're welcome to give me feedback on that if you do have any feedback or if you do need some information. You can take the midterm practice exam as many times as you like. It's unlimited. It's not going to count towards your score, but it'll give you an idea of how you're doing within the course. So with that, going back to the main splash page, Module 6 will not be required until after the midterm. We will be doing a practice midterm next week. And we will be doing the actual midterm on October 19th, and that will be a proctored exam. As far as the proctoring goes, I think what I'll be able to do is to be able to set that up so that you can use this proctoring software, which costs about $11. And let me know if you have some difficulty with that. I can look into how that's going to work. But from what I see, the tone is set. They want all the exams to be using this proctoring software, which basically just uses your webcam, and there's somebody who asks you to scan the room with your camera, and then they'll probably monitor. Okay, so no new assignments because I'm waiting for the work to come in for Module 5. As everybody gets up to speed on that, we'll be fine. As far as the outline of topics, we're at Module 4 is due tonight, and then the practice exam will be available in a couple of days. You'll be able to take that, and then I don't know why it's double listed here, and then the midterm will be available on October 19th. These other modules are available, but we're not going to get to them until after the midterm. So we've got a couple of weeks to just concentrate on Module 5. You're welcome to work into 6. And what I'd like to do is to work toward the midterm. So without talking too much, that's the recap of what we're working on in Solidworks. I'm going to stop the recording. I'll post this and I'll open things up for questions.